Imagine this. You enjoy a hearty meal of pizza and soda, but the next morning your knees feel like rusty hinges. Or meet John, a 52-year-old programmer who loved burgers, fries, and milkshakes. Over time, he noticed constant joint pain, even though he hadn't injured himself. What he didn't realize was that everyday foods were quietly fueling inflammation in his body and undermining his joint health. In this video, we'll uncover the top 5 foods, yes, actual foods and ingredients, that can wreck your joints, explain why they're so harmful, and point you to the research. Let's dive in and start protecting those knees. 1. Sugary drinks and sweets. Inflammation fuels soda, cola, sports drinks, sweetened iced tea, candy, cakes, cookies, ice cream, and other pastries, sweetened juices and energy drinks. Consuming lots of added sugar in foods and drinks triggers inflammatory messengers, cytokines in your body. For example, health experts warn that sodas and sweet drinks can significantly increase your risk of arthritis. The fructose, fruit sugar in sodas, also raises uric acid levels, which is the main trigger for gouty joint pain. Even worse, many colas and fizzy drinks contain phosphoric acid, which can leach calcium from your bones and weaken joint structure. In short, that morning donut and soda habit might be making your joints bark in pain. Cutting back on sweets and sugary drinks is key. Your joints will thank you. Thus, red meat and full-fat dairy, saturated fat sin beef, pork, lamb, and processed red meats, burgers, sausages, deli meats, whole milk, cheese, butter, cream, and other high-fat dairy products. A juicy steak or a cheesy pizza tastes great, but these foods are packed with saturated fat, which feeds inflammation. Studies show saturated fat triggers fat tissue inflammation, adipose inflammation, in the body, which then spills over to worsen arthritis pain. In fact, pizza and cheese are among the biggest sources of saturated fat in a typical diet. Regularly eating lots of red meat and full-fat dairy keeps your body in an inflammatory state, stiffening joints over time. Some people are also sensitive to dairy proteins, like casein or gluten in wheat. For them, even bread and cheese can act as joint irritants. To protect your joints, choose lean proteins and low-fat or plant-based dairy instead of fatty cuts and rich cheeses. 4. Refined carbohydrates, blood sugar spikes. White bread, white rice, and regular pasta. Many cereals, especially sugary or highly processed brands. Packaged snacks and baked goods, bagels, donuts, crackers made with white flour. Refined carbs act a lot like sugar in your body. They cause rapid blood sugar spikes and contribute to inflammation. White flour, white rice, and similar foods are high glycemic and lead to the production of more AGEs, those damaging glycation end products. In fact, some research suggests these refined grains may be an even bigger driver of chronic inflammation than dietary fats. Imagine eating a white bread sandwich, a bagel, or white pasta, and then noticing you feel inflamed. That sugar rush can eventually show up as stiff, achy joints. Over time, a diet heavy in white bread, sweets, and pasta can keep your blood sugar roller coaster going, meaning more joint pain and swelling. 5. Certain vegetable oils additives, the hidden culprits. Vegetable oils rich in omega-6, corn oil, soybean oil, peanut oil, sunflower oil, mayonnaise, salad dressings, margarine, and snacks made with these oils. Foods with added MSG, monosodium glutamate, like some packaged soups, sauces, or restaurant dishes. Not all healthy oils are harmless. Common cooking oils like corn, soybean, safflower, or peanut oil are very high in omega-6 fatty acids. In excess, omega-6 fats tip your body's balance toward inflammation. Think of how many foods are fried or cooked in these oils. It becomes a chronic inflammation source. Even some additives can hurt joints. MSG, a flavor enhancer in many processed foods and Asian sauces, has been shown to activate inflammatory pathways in the body. The good news gloom: what you should eat also matters. Research highlights anti-inflammatory diets like the Mediterranean or DASH diets for joint health. These diets focus on fruits, vegetables, whole grains, fish, and healthy fats, olive oil, nuts, instead of processed snacks and red meats. In fact, studies show that long-term adherence to such a diet can dramatically reduce arthritis risk. One study found a Mediterranean-style diet over time cut gout risk by about 60% and eased osteoarthritis pain. So try swapping that burger for grilled salmon and veggies, or choosing olive oil on your salad. Over weeks and months, these small changes can help switch off chronic inflammation and let your joints heal. Ask yourself, which of these foods surprised you the most? Have you tried cutting them out and noticed less joint pain? Let us know in the comments below. We love hearing your stories.